Hello guys, and in this video we'll be learning about lists in HTML. So in the previous video we had all learned about tags like p, font, h1 to h6 and all that. So in this video we'll be learning about tags which are concerned about lists. So just before we learn about all those tags concerning lists, we'll learn about what are lists. So lists are nothing but any ordered or unordered group of items which you either display on your web or written on a page, or either you print it anyway. So any unordered or ordered group of stuff is called as a list. So for defining lists in your HTML page, you use this li tag. Li stands for list item. So as the name suggests, you use this tag for defining list items in your web page. So I give here Apple and close this. So this is the basic syntax for defining one list item in your web page. So you can give how many ever you want, ranging from 1 to infinity. That depends upon how many list items you have. So we'll next go defining to our other list item. We have orange. I've defined another one here, and I'll just define another one in mango. So I've mentioned 3 list items over here. You can mention how many ever you want, but I want just 3 list items over here for explanation. So next we'll move on to UL. UL stands for unordered list. So as the name suggests, unordered lists are lists which does not have any ordering for their list items. So you can just mention it either by putting in bullets or any other type, but without ordering. So that is UL. So under this UL, I mentioned the same list items. So one thing to be noted that even under the UL or without the UL, you need to mention the li tag for mentioning list items. So the same apple, mango, and orange will be our list items here. Orange, and close it up. So I'm done with defining 3 list items, so I'm closing the UL. So this is how you mention a UL in your code, and this is how you display a unordered list in your web page. So this is the syntax. You can mention how many of the list items as I had said before in the UL, but one thing to be noted that only after completing defining all the list items, you need to close the UL. So this is the thing. Next, we'll move on to OL. So OL basically stands for ordered lists. So this is the opposite of unordered list. Ordered list has ordering for its list items. So it can either be ordered as 1, 2, 3 in numbering, or an alphabetical order A, B, C till Z, or capital A, then the Roman numbers 1, 2, 3 in any order you wish. So I'll give here li, apple, then orange, then mango, and close the OL. So this is the syntax for defining the OL. It's the same as UL. The same thing applies here as well. Only after completing all the list items, you need to close the OL. So this is how you mention the OL. And we have one attribute for the UL and the OL called as the type. So this type attribute is the one which is going to mention what kind of bullets or numbering you're going to use. So for UL, the type attribute is for mentioning the shape or size of the bullet you use. So I'll just give here as square and close it. So this is how you mention. The type attribute for the UL tag requires any 3 values, which is square, circle, or disk. So these are the only 3 values which you're supposed to give. And if you give square here, you're going to get square bullets in your web page. If you give circle, you're going to get circle bullets. And if you give disk, you're going to get hollow circle bullets in your web page. So this is the type attribute for the UL. Now we'll see the type attribute for the OL. So the same thing here, but instead of giving the values as square, circle, or disk, you need to give it as either 1 or A or capital A or the Roman number 1 and close it. So I'll give it here as Roman number 1. So this is how we mention the value for the type attribute of the OL tag. So the default if you don't mention the type attribute for the OL is 1, 2, 3. So that is the numbering you get if you don't mention the type attribute for the OL. And for the UL, the default is circle without the hollow. So next, we'll move on to another type of list called the DL. DL basically stands for definition list, and as the name suggests, you use it for defining some terms from any word. So there are two tags associated with this DL. One is the DT, one is the DD. These are the two tags. So DT stands for definition term, or the term you are supposed to be defining. So I'll give here as chemistry and close the DT. Next, the definition for chemistry is analyzing substances, which is a branch of science. And we close the DD. So as we see here, the DD is used for defining the term. So this is one basic syntax for DL. You can have how many ever definitions you want under one DL, but I'm giving here just one definition. One basic syntax is that only after defining the DT, you're supposed to give the DD of the term, and then you're going to proceed with the next DT and the next DD of the term and the definition. So this is how it goes. Also, we have something called as nested lists. So this is nothing but either a UL inside a UL, or an OL inside an OL, or an OL inside a UL, or an UL inside an OL. So that is called as a nested list. So I define one UL here and give it here one li as names and close this. And I give one OL here, and then I give here refill, then close this. Close the OL, and then we have another li called works. Then I open here another OL, then one list item, and then services, and close this. So this is how a nested list looks like. So I'll just give you the explanation of how this works now. We have opened the UL tag over here. So we first close that up. Yeah. So after opening the UL tag, the next list item goes for the UL tag over here. So the names will come as an unordered list item, and next you have opened the OL under it. So this refill over here will be termed as 1, and we close the OL. So in the next li is again for the UL because we haven't closed the UL tag yet. And after mentioning it as works, we have once again opened up an OL. And next, what we are supposed to do is mention another list item under it. And next, close the OL. And then once you're done with defining all your OLs or ULs, you close the opening UL or the first UL you opened. So this is how a nested list looks like. So we'll see all this on our web browser first. So I'll start typing the code with .type HTML, then the HTML tag, then we come to the head, then we open up the title, learning lists, close the title, close the head, open up with the body where we are going to mention our lists, give here one li named fruit, close it up, then open a UL, then li the same word fruit, close it up, then close the UL, then OL. Once again I give it here as fruit, close the li, close the OL, then open a DL, then DT is organic chemistry / DT, then DD a type of chemistry related to carbon compounds. Then we close the BD, close the DL, and then we declare one nested list here, UL, LI, name / LI, open up an OL, then give here LI, default / LI, then close the OL, then define one more LI named work, close the LI, and then open up another OL, then open up a list item for it, then services, close the LI, close the OL, and close the UL. So we are done with defining all our lists, which we did today, and I'll close the body with this. And since we're done with the body, close the HTML page. So I'll just save this and show you the output on our web browser now. Saved as xyz.html and save this. So now we'll be heading to our browser to see the output. There you go. We are on our web browser with the output. So first we'll look at the fruit in the list item which we wrote without any UL. So the output here has come just right next to the left margin. We did not mention any type for it. So the default circle has come. Next we mentioned the fruit under the UL. It has moved 2 spaces towards the right margin from the left. So this is the advantage of using the UL if you want it unordered, because it just aligns it at 2 spaces from the left margin. So next we have the OL with the ordering, the default numbering 1, 2, 3. We just have one list item, so it has numbered only 1. So this has also come 2 spaces from the left margin. Next we have the DL. We had mentioned organic chemistry. It has come right next to the left margin, and then the definition with 3 spaces from the left margin. So this is how a DL works. Next we have the nested list over here. So the starting, first the UL, we had mentioned the name, and next under that we had mentioned the OL. It has come a bit left from where the UL has started with the refill, and next we once again mentioned the LI for the UL. So it has come right under the name where the alignment was fixed, and next the services, which we mentioned under another OL, has come right under the refill with the numbering. So this is the output, and this is the working of lists. So in the coming videos, we'll be learning more about HTML. And until then, goodbye, guys.